Thank you, Audrey. And we look forward to enhancing your work and your passion, and that's literacy in our state. This House is committed to that, and we look forward to working with you on that. So thank you. We're going to do something up special. If we're going to take a quick couple of photos up here, and then we're going to move into something else. So if you remain in your seats, maybe with a little bit of conversation, we'll move right along. Will the House will come back to order, please? Members, please return to your seats. We have one more special recognition this morning. Come on up, Gerald. One more special recognition. We need to thank the folks who are responsible for what we see in this chamber. It's incredible work that's been done to bring this chamber and this building back to much of its grandeur, that when everything was newly minted here, if you will. So I've invited a gentleman that was a critical piece of everything that was done here during this entire work over the last year. And that's Mr. Gerald Pilgrim, Deputy Executive Director and Chief of Staff. Hope you get paid for both of those. With the Georgia Building Authority, Executive Director Smith, I know you're taking care of him on both of those titles. It's good to have Marty Smith here as well with Georgia GBA. You probably noticed this People's House is looking a little bit brighter today, in every essence of that word, and that's because of Gerald Pilgrim and this team at GBA. If you'll all look back and remember, just a few months ago, this chamber was covered in scaffolding from top to bottom. Many of you visited here. The chamber was, with Gerald and his team, you know, things are about getting done. Kind of like what we do in the House. We have a job and we get it done. Gerald and his team had a job to get us back in this chamber on time with the work completed, and guess what? No guesswork. He got it done. Thank you, Gerald. Thanks to your team. And guess what else he did? He did it under budget. Yeah. I thought that deserved a round of applause as well, Gerald. Thanks for that. But if you will, all join me in thanking Gerald and his entire team from the Georgia Building Authority, who worked so hard to make this space all that it is, all that it has been, so all Georgians can be proud of it. I know y'all are, and I'm certainly proud of this chamber. Gerald has prepared a video for us that speaks and shows us, reminds us of the work that was done here and how fast-paced it was, and then he's going to make some comments and introduce some folks, I think, as well. So with that, are we ready for the video?
Well, we'll play the video afterwards.
Video afterwards. Well, Gerald, then I'm going to welcome you here to this microphone. Share with us.
And Mr. Speaker, we did get the word, we are going to work on the sound too. We've had some people already, so if that's the only hiccup we got today, we're doing well. I really wish you wouldn't have shared that about the budget. Chairman Hatchett's already making notes over there, and we still got a long way to go, Chairman, so please, let's hold off on taking anything back yet. So, but at first I would like to acknowledge Marty Smith, the State Property Officer, and the entire GISFIC and GBA team. So not only is it GISFIC, I have GISFIC, GBA, and SPC, but they only pay me one salary, Chairman, Mr. Speaker. So that's it. But we're here represented today with Marty, Gifton Posley, Charlie Parrish, Chris Blackburn, and then the project manager on this team, Sebastian Cobb. So thank y'all.
Stand up.
In addition, we have a construction team, and that word gets used a lot, but this is a true team. They take pride and ownership in this project, and we're very proud to have them here. That team was led by Mike Macon with Balfour Beatty and his staff, Sachin Salandra with SG Contracting and his staff.
Y'all stand up when he calls your name.
And Sean Moxley with Garbett Construction and his staff. So what a wonderful job, and they're the primary reason we're in here right now like this. So. The architectural and engineering team was phenomenal on this project. A huge team effort that started probably 2 days after we knew that the budget was passed. We started working on this project, securing the team, getting people going on that. Representing the architectural and engineering team, led by Lamar Wakefield and Henry Cantwell with Nelson Worldwide. Debbie Fritz and the excellent interior designer Robin Kirkman with Page, now Stantec, and a host of other professionals, including representatives from Conway and Owens, Shear Structural, Farnsworth Group, Action Electric, Specialty Wood Works, Carrollton Office Equipment and OFS, J.C. Lane Mechanical, Benice Dowling, Steel Tech, Nehemiah 101, John Canning, which was the historical painting contractor, for all their nonstop work. I also want to do a special acknowledgement for a former teammate, David Goodhead, who helped us organize and got the team going and set us up for success. So I'd like to personally thank them. This team represents over 500 employees that worked on this project and over 400,000 man-hours preparing and executing this project. A few facts about the project. Speaker, you alluded to this a moment ago, but this is the first time in the history of the Capitol that we're using American-made carpet and, more importantly, Georgia-made carpet from Dalton, Georgia. The HVAC system that was here was replaced in the late 1950s, so I think you're going to have a lot cleaner air. Not only were there 400,000 man-hours of work on this job, They were all injury-free except for a few feelings. And if you know, you know. When the scaffolding was erected, there was 110,000 pounds of steel used on the house floor alone. And there's 120,000 feet of wires and cables under the floor in the house. There's also over 200 gallons of paint used and approximately 1,500 linear feet of hand-painted canvas in the house chamber. I'd also like to thank you, Mr. Speaker. You and your staff's work on this project, especially the efforts of Terry England and Chris Lorelli, which really helped us with this project. So thank you. I also want to express my appreciation to the First Lady of the House, Ms. Dale Burns. Without her dedication and hard work, this team would not have been successful. So thank you, Ms. Burns. So took wonderful pride in this, and we're proud to work with her. But on behalf of the team, I would like to close by thanking the Governor, the Senate, and the House for entrusting us with this project. Each of us consider this an honor of our lifetime for our career and personally. So thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. And we got a little video for you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Don't go anywhere.
Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia on my mind. I said, Georgia, Georgia, a song of you, comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms shall reach out to me, other eyes smile tenderly, still in the peaceful dreams I see, the road leads back to you. I said, Georgia, oh, Georgia.
That's pretty awesome. How y'all can get all that done in this period of time is really almost mind-boggling. A lot of people, a lot of effort. Thank you for all those involved in the work. Please let your employees know how grateful we are. The work here is exquisite. We travel across this country looking at some of these contractors, and I can tell you our capital, as we all know, is one of the most beautiful capitals in the country, if not the most beautiful. But what the work's been done here just really brings us back to a state of art, if you will. And that the craftsmen that work for you guys and worked in conjunction with GBA, a big shout of thank you goes out to them. And please express that to your employees. We most appreciate their efforts to make this the very best it can be, and you succeeded. From the Georgia-grown carpet, Casey. Pretty cool stuff, right? First time ever. So thanks to all of the resources and assets we have in Georgia that have made this possible. To Al, the air is cleaner in here than 50 years ago when you first came here, so we know that. As a child, I know, as a child. So many wonderful things, improvements here. The brass polished up very, very well. How about your seats? Are they starting to settle in a little bit? Getting comfortable? I don't want to hear it. It's all good, right? So we appreciate all of the work. Gerald, again, thank you, and thank you to the team for everything you've done to make this the very best place it can be, and I think y'all succeeded. So thank you again. Let's give Gerald and the team one more round of applause, if you will. Members, if I can continue to have your attention, we have another special event today. We have our Doctor of the Day. Dr. Kaufman, excuse me. Y'all, this is the second Dr. Kaufman that's been a part of Physicians of the Day, Doctors of the Day here at this house. And I'm going to allow him to make some remarks here because I think it's noteworthy. There's a 70 years between he and his dad who served us in this house as Doctor of the Day. 35 years for this Dr. Kaufman. And with Dr. Kaufman is his daughter, Sydney. And she's a graduate student at Emory. Let's welcome Sydney to the People's House. Public health, that's close enough. We'll let her come in and be doctor today as well. So at this point in time, just as a show of respect and appreciation, I want to ask Dr. Kaufman if he would come up and bring a few words to us. Dr. Kaufman?
Thank you. It's quite an honor, and Mr. Speaker, thank you. 35 years, boy, it makes me feel really old, but I guess because I am. But it's been an honor and a pleasure to do this, and it's an honor to follow my father's legacy. He was a special friend of all the legislators and always was a big fan of the system. My daughter, I've been doing this for 35 years, so I finally got somebody from my family to come, and I'm really proud of her going to grad school, and she's almost done, thank God. No, just kidding. No, but, you know, the service we serve here and the people, it's surprising how many people actually need a doctor during the day here. But really, you know, it's great to have the doctor, but we are certainly not the most important person here. The most important person is over there hiding in the corner, Julia, the nurse at the nurse station. That's the one who deserves the prayer. Thanks again, and hope to see y'all at next session.
Let's get a photo of this.
Yes.
Miss Julia, come on up. Members, thank you for your attention. And thank you for your respect for these great visitors who've been with us and made this day so special. At this point in time, we'll recognize the Chairman Hilton, the Chair of the Committee on Information and Audits. Chairman Hilton.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. These brand new microphones work great. I don't know about you, Mr. Speaker, but it is a great day to be a Georgian.
100%.
Your Committee on Information and Audits, it took us 9 months, but we made it through all 700 pages. We read the journal the previous day, and we found it to be correct.
That was speed reading, all those 700 pages. It could have been more. Could have been more. You'll get that in a minute. Chairman Hilton, the Chair of the Committee on Information and Audits, reports that the journal of the previous legislative day has been read and found to be correct. Is there any objection to dispense with the reading of the journal? Hearing none, the reading of the journal is dispensed with. Is there any objection to the confirmation of the journal? Hearing none, the journal is confirmed. Mr. Clerk, will you read the resolution establishing the order of business for the day?
Representative Estrada of the 104th moves following be established as the order of business during the first part of the period. Unanimous consents. Introduction of bills and resolutions. First reading and reference of House bills and resolutions. Second reading of bills and resolutions. Morning orders.
Is there any objection to the adoption of the resolution establishing the order of business for the day? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. For what purpose does Representative Kelly rise?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that House Resolution 949 be withdrawn.
Member moves to withdraw House Resolution 949. Are there any objections? Hearing none, House Resolution 949 has been withdrawn. First reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 932 by Representative Saints of the 180th, Ballard of the 147th, Bonner of the 73rd, Newton of the 127th, Deloach of the 167th, and others. A bill being titled an act to amend Code Section 48.7, 40.1 of the Official Code of Georgia annotated relating to tax credits for business enterprises.
Ways and Means.
That completes first readers.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Second reading of bills and resolutions. The clerk will read.
House Bill 897 by Representative Al of the 50th, Hughley of the 141st, Park of the 107th, Miller of the 62nd, Fry of the 122nd, and others. A bill relating to public assistance. House Bill 898 by Representative Al of the 50th, Hughley of the 141st, Park of the 107th, Miller of the 62nd, Fry of the 122nd, and others. A bill relating to public assistance. House Bill 899 by Representative Jenkins of the 136th, Bonner of the 73rd, Lever of the 123rd, Camp of the 135th. A bill relating to transfer on death deeds. House Bill 900 by Representative Carson of the 46th and Seabaugh of the 34th, a bill relating to transfer of funds from the Employment Retirement System of Georgia to the Georgia Judicial Retirement System. House Bill 901 by Representative Carter of the 93rd, Mitchell of the 88th, Davis of the 87th, and Schofield of the 63rd, a bill relating to general provisions regarding preparation for and conduct of primaries and elections. House Bill 902 by Representative Jones of the 25th, Barrett of the 24th, Williams of the 148th, Douglas of the 78th, Kelly of the 16th, a bill relating to insurance. House Bill 903 by Representative Powell of the 33rd, Werkheiser of the 157th, Tarvin of the 2nd, Jaspers of the 11th, McDonald of the 26th, a bill relating to general provisions regarding administrative procedure. House Bill 904 by Representative Silcox of the 53rd and Cooper of the 45th, a bill relating to exemptions from the Certificate of Need program. House Bill 905 by Representative Richardson of the 125th, Gunter of the 8th, Leverett of the 123rd, Efstration of the 104th, Burchett of the 176th, and others. A bill relating to transfer of funds from the Employee Retirement System of Georgia to the Georgia Judicial Retirement System. House Bill 906 by Representative Smith of the 41st, a bill relating to long-term care omnibus program. House Bill 907 by Representative Jones of the 47th, Burns of the 159th, Dubnik of the 29th, Jaspers of the 11th, Irwin of the 32nd, and others. A bill to amend the Completion School Special Schools Act. House Bill 908 by Representative Smith of the 41st, a bill relating to compulsory attendance in elementary and secondary education. House Bill 909 by Representative Drenner of the 85th, Scott of the 76th, Davis of the 87th, Schofield of the 63rd, Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to conservation and natural resources, fire protection, safety, and insurance. House Bill 910 by Representative Hatchett of the 155th, a bill relating to state government. House Bill 911 by Representative Cummings of the 39th, a bill relating to libel and slander. House Bill 912 by Representative Wilkerson of the 38th, Smith of the 41st, Carter of the 93rd, Ballard of the 147th, Cox of the 28th, and others, a bill relating to grants for educational programs under the Quality Basic Education Act. House Bill 913 by Representative Fleming of the 114th, Gullett of the 19th, Holcomb of the 101st, Reeves of the 99th, Crawford of the 89th, a bill relating to general authority, duties, procedure of the Department of Administrative Services relative to state purchasing. House Bill 914 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd, Campbell of the 35th, Cummings of the 39th, Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to sex discrimination in employment. House Bill 915 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd and Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to law enforcement officers and agencies. House Bill 916 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd and Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to the Judicial Council. House Bill 917 by Representative Jones of the 25th and Hilton of the 48th, a bill relating to elementary and secondary education. House Bill 918 by Representative Hilton of the 48th, Jones of the 25th, a bill relating to organization of schools and systems under the Quality Basic Education Act. House Bill 919 by Representative Petrie of the 166th, a bill relating to outdoor stewardship. House Bill 920 by Representative Roberts of the 52nd, Park of the 107th, Jones of the 143rd, Hefner of the 130th, Miles of the 126th, and others, a bill relating to employment and training of peace officers. House Bill 921 by Representative Park of the 107th, McQueen of the 61st, Barry of the 56th, Howard of the 129th, Herring of the 145th, and others, a bill relating to the State Board of Education. House Bill 922 by Representative Saines of the 180th, Stevens of the 164th, Ford of the 170th, McDonald of the 26th, Powell of the 33rd, and others. A bill relating to general provisions regarding identification, regulation of motor vehicles, and traffic. House Bill 923 by Representative Hagan of the 156th, Silcox of the 53rd, Ridley of the 22nd, Gamble of the 15th. A bill relating to pharmacies. House Bill 924 by Representative Franklin of the 160th, Parrish of the 158th, Stevens of the 164th, Burns of the 159th, Smith of the 18th. A bill relating to the Georgia Legislative Retirement System. House Bill 925 by Representative Cannon of the 58th, Miller of the 62nd, Scott of the 76th, Bazemore of the 69th, Hughley of the 141st, and others. A bill relating to health insurance, labor and industrial relations, mental health, public officers, employees, revenue, taxation, and social services. House Bill 926 by Representative Campbell of the 35th. A bill relating to general provisions relative to the General Assembly. House Bill 927 by Representative Willis of the 55th, Crawford of the 89th, Miller of the 62nd, McQueen of the 61st, Jackson of the 165th. A bill relating to insurance. House Bill 928 by Representative Willis of the 55th, Crawford of the 89th, McQueen of the 61st, Jackson of the 165th, Miller of the 62nd. A bill relating to insurance. House Bill 929 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd and Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to the Department of Public Health. House Bill 930 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd and Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to insurance, labor and industrial relations, revenue and taxation. House Bill 931 by Representative Lupton of the 83rd and Lim of the 98th, a bill relating to health. House Resolution 905 by Representative Cannon of the 58th, Willis of the 55th, Bazemore of the 69th, Jackson of the 68th, McQueen of the 61st, and others. Resolution encouraging the Department of Education to implement a awareness campaign for grade levels K through 12 regarding blockchain, cryptocurrency, and Web 3. House Resolution 947 by Representative Jaspers of the 11th, a resolution creating the House Study Committee on 5 points MARTA station permit issuance. House Resolution 948 by Representative Stevens of the 164th, Kelly of the 16th, Hawkins of the 27th, Buckner of the 137th, Newton of the 127th. The resolution creating the House Study Committee on pharmacy benefit managers and consumer access to prescription medications. House Resolution 950 by Representative Kelly of the 16th and Smith of the 18th. Resolution recognizing May 2025 as Foster Parent Appreciation Month. House Resolution 951 by Representative Kelly of the 16th and Smith of the 18th. Resolution recognizing April 2025 as Child Abuse Prevention Month. House Resolution 952 by Representative Willis of the 55th and Crawford of the 89th. A resolution creating the House Study Committee on risk associated with hair straightening products. Through second readers.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. That concludes second readings of bills and resolutions. Now, members, we have some business for the opening of this session. So I'll ask if you will return to your seats. We might just talk about something they're interested in a minute, right, Sam? Excuse me. Representative. We'll be interested in this conversation. So members will return to your seats. My apologies. Representative Rowan, I want to borrow that majority leader just for a minute. You can have him back. Majority Leader F. Stration is recognized for the purpose of offering a resolution. Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House adopt House Resolution 995.
Mr. Clerk, can you help us with that resolution? Reading that resolution.
House Resolution 995 by Representative F. Stration to the 104th to notify the Senate that the House of Representatives has convened.
Would you like to speak to that resolution? Now's the time. You can speak to it. Yeah, come on, tell us exactly what you want to do with the Senate. We don't make sure the lights are on over there, right?
Yeah, we don't know what to expect over there. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. This is just notifying the Senate that the House of Representatives has convened. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. We look very much forward to working with the Senate on some very important legislation this year. Is there any objection to adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, the chair hears none, the resolution is adopted. Is there objection? It's waived. The resolution is adopted. Majority Leader is recognized for the purpose of offering another resolution. Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that the House adopt House Resolution 996.
Mr. Clerk, will you read House Resolution 996?
House Resolution 996 by Representative F. Stration to the 104th to notify the Governor that the General Assembly has convened.
Chair recognizes the Leader to speak to the resolution.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen of the House, as procedural matter, we each year notify the Executive, Governor Brian Kemp, that we have convened. This resolution proposes for House and Senate members to be appointed to notify the Governor that we are in session for the 2026 regular session of the Georgia General Assembly, and I ask for your favorable consideration. Thank you.
Is there objection to adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. Okay. Let's appoint a committee of notification. We'll appoint the gentleman from the 171st House District, Representative Joe Campbell, the lady from the 40th, Representative Kimberly New, the gentleman from the 6th, Representative Jason Ridley, the gentleman from the 48th, Representative Scott Hilton, the gentleman from the 3rd, Representative Mitchell Horner, and the gentleman from the 128th, our chaplain of the day, Representative Mac Jackson. If y'all will make sure the Governor knows we're here and working. Majority Leader is recognized for purpose for offering another resolution. Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House adopt House Resolution 997.
Mr. Clerk, will you read the caption to House Resolution 997?
House Resolution 997 by Representative F. Stration to the 104th, calling a joint session of the House of Representatives and the Senate for the purposes of hearing a message from the Governor.
Speak to us about this resolution, Mr. Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Each year we have the State of the State address where that is now scheduled to be with, if you adopt House Resolution 997, this Thursday, January 15th, 11 a.m. I'd ask for your favorable consideration so that we can have the State of the State address. Thank you.
That address will be in this beautiful House chamber, is that correct? Okay. Is any objection to the adoption of the resolution? Hearing none, the resolution is adopted. This may have been the one they were waiting on, Mr. Leader. Majority Leader is recognized for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move that this House adopt House Resolution 998.
We'll put this resolution up on the board. Mr. Clerk, would you read the caption?
House Resolution 998 by Representative Estration to the 104th, a resolution relative to meetings and adjournments of the General Assembly.
Majority Leader is recognized to speak to the resolution, House Resolution 998.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am so excited to announce to you all here today that the House and Senate have come to an agreement with respect to a scheduling resolution for a historic 4th year in a row to be announced the first week of session for all 40 days. This is really exciting. When Speaker Burns was first elected as our Speaker, he supported having a full 40-day calendar. And I, as a member, that was so important to me because I knew just what a strain that this is on all of us to do this job, to be away from our families, to be away from our businesses, for others who depend upon us. And so to know when we're going to be in session, when we're not, and also to have potentially weekend days where maybe we're working, but just in our district offices, not here at the state capitol, and be able to plan to have Fridays off or a Monday off adjoining a weekend was very important. So the calendar that is up on the board, and you all should have copies, I believe, at your desks, would have us in all weekdays this week. So we have through day 5, and then we would be in budget hearings. The Appropriations Committee, joint appropriations hearings, would begin next week. So the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday would be on Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would be those hearings. We would have the session for the following 4 days, and then into February, we would have we'd be in session for Monday, February 2nd to Friday, February 6th. We'd have 4 days in session, February 9th to 12th. February 17th to 20th, we'd be in session. Then a committee work day on Monday, February 23rd, as we anticipate crossover day coming up. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday that week. The following week, we'd have another Monday committee work day, and then committee work day the day before crossover, which would be Friday, March 6th, so that you can plan for in advance. Then from there, we've got committee work day on Wednesday, March 11th, and the following week, a committee work day on Tuesday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, which is very important to members from Savannah who may need to get back for important community events. The following week, we have committee work days on Tuesday, March 24th, and Thursday, March 26th, so that there's opportunity for hearings anticipating sine die, which will be Thursday, April 2nd. For Capitol staff, Capitol security, for our constituents, Georgians who want to come here to the Capitol, having a set 40-day calendar this far in advance is incredibly helpful, and it means so very much to them. And so I would ask for your favorable consideration. I will share that a distinguished member of this chamber shared with me religious observance that needed to be considered as I was working on this calendar and negotiating with the Senate. And that date that was given to me was Passover Seder on April 1st. And so we made sure that was considered here. As I understand, any other questions or concerns as to a Seder which may occur on a second night, that there's understanding and agreement that there's no issue with us having sine die that evening. And I know I'm a Christian, and I've previously been here on Good Friday for legislative work, including sine die. And so I understand that we often have religious holidays and observances that we need to take into consideration, but I believe that this is a fitting and appropriate 40-day schedule, and it's something I really wanted to bring to all of you here on day one, so you had some predictability for this session. With that, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy to yield the well and ask the members for their favorable consideration of a 40-day legislative schedule announced the first day. Thank you.
Would you be willing to answer a question?
Yes, sir, I'll be happy to.
Representative Ramon of the center aisle to your left is recognized for a question.
Hey, morning, and Happy New Year, and thank you for working on this, because it really does play a huge difference for all of us. From my understanding, there was sort of some outreach middle of December about Eid, which, as you know, I always joke about Ramadan being during session. It's a whole 30 days. I have kept my crankiness to a minimum. But from my understanding, the issue is actually Friday, March 20th, which is Eid, the end of Ramadan, and usually there's like prayers, people travel, see family, and we do have staff that could be impacted. Is there any way that we could potentially shift the committee workday that week and then just switch them out, essentially?
Well, to the representative, I respect your question. This issue was not brought to me until this morning, and it was something that I actually brought up initially as it was being discussed a moment ago. As I understand it, religious holidays such as this holiday that you've referenced may be over several days. What I would just say is that holidays that are celebrated maybe at different times of the day, that understanding and accommodation can be made, certainly, so that if there's an evening time celebration or something like that, we may not be in session. But I would just say that this schedule has been very carefully vetted. I have taken all input as it has been shared to me. And if a member has concerns about a specific day, I would just ask that you bring it to me in advance of the first day, because I'm trying to get you a schedule here on the first day so you can plan for it well into session. With that, Mr. Speaker, I'll yield the well and ask the body's favorable consideration.
How about if I get you to answer a couple more questions?
Yes, sir. I'll be happy to yield.
Representative Lupton is recognized for a question.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, these new mics are a thing, aren't they? Thank you so much, Mr. Majority Chair, Mr. Majority Leader, for providing us this. And thank you, Mr. Speaker, because I know that this is an effort that you have done. I've heard the horror stories of people who have served before me who have been trying to schedule bits and pieces at a time, so I really am grateful for this. I just wanted to ask that in light of what my colleague has brought, if this can't be changed this year, I would just like to make a request that this be taken into advance notice for next season and other legislative sessions.
I have an open door policy in my office. Any representative who wants to come see me about any issue, you're welcome to do so.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Representative Lynn Smith, up center aisle, is recognized for a question.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yield.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it not true that this is my 30th year in the General Assembly?
Yes, ma'am. If the lady so states.
Is it further not true that this is the first time I have seen us have consensus on a calendar and have it voted on the very first day of session? I commend you for your work.
Well, it means so much to me, the chair lady's comments. I will just say that this would not have been possible without Speaker Burns' leadership and support to see this through, and a great working relationship with Majority Leader Jason Anavitarte, who's now serving in leadership over in the state Senate. I was proud that we could work together to come to an agreement and present this to you here on day one. Mr. Speaker, if there are no further
There's
questions,
one more from the
Yes, sir.
minority leader. Representative Hughley is recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Does the gentleman yield?
Yes, ma'am.
I too want to convey my thanks for this schedule, but I also want to suggest that as we move forward, I'm happy that the majority leaders get together, but we need to place an opportunity for the minority leaders to have some input before the schedule is printed. Thank you so much.
Well, Madam Leader, I'll just say you and I have always been able to communicate very well. Look forward to continuing that in the future. And in all seriousness, I know we have talked in previous sessions about and your anniversary is April 4th, so that was a weekend. I didn't have to be concerned about that date this year. Thanks to the body. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I ask the body's favorable consideration of House Resolution.
Would the gentleman yield for one more question?
Yes, sir.
And that'll finish him up, I promise. Representative Cannon is recognized for a question.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Leader, I think transparency is super important. There were certain members that were reached out to and asked about a certain day. There were other members that were not reached out to, including the minority leadership team. And so to see a press release really expressing that everyone had been conferred was difficult. The question is, would you consider making an amendment for the date of March 20th to understand that many Georgians observe the lunar calendar, of which Eid falls?
Well, with respect, I just need to set the record straight. I took input from anyone who was willing to communicate with me about this in advance, and the member who asked for us not to be in session on the date of a religious observance, that was brought to me, and we made sure that that was addressed in the calendar. So I have always felt I've operated in a very open and fair manner. What concerns me about this debate is the 40-day calendar may be very difficult to do in the future if getting a calendar before you becomes controversial in this sense. I would just ask that any member who has concerns about a specific date, please bring it to me well in advance so we can take into consideration, do our very best to continue to provide you with a 40-day calendar. With that, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Leader, there's one more question. Would you yield a question from me?
Sir. Yes, sir.
So I think there are 180 members of this House, last time I checked.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you can please every one of them. So you're doing a great job within the confines, and I definitely understand those confines of working with the Senate to try to hammer out, if you will, a calendar that works with the appropriations chair, so we can get our most important job done, and that's a budget, and have adequate consideration of that budgetary cycle that we go through here. Having all members of this House heard, an opportunity to be heard on committee days. No less than almost a miracle working with the Senate. I'll just be honest about that, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Leader, excuse me. So I certainly, as a member of this House, appreciate, I'm sure the staff does, public safety does, and all of those that support us in this House support your work on bringing together a lot of different opinions and views and being respectful of all the members of this House and everything's important to all of us in our personal lives and our lives as legislators. So I just want to express to you and say thanks for your hard work. It's been a pleasure working with you on this calendar, and I hope this House will adopt this calendar today. I have confidence they will. So that's my question. Thank you for your work. Continue to do the good work, and let's see what we can do with the Senate. You think you have some success over in the Senate with this calendar, Mr. Leader?
I sure hope so, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for your comments. I couldn't have said it better if I tried. There is a tremendous amount of work that goes into being able to present this to you, and I'd ask for your favorable consideration so that we can get this adopted, get it transmitted to the Senate so that they can pass it as well. Thank you, and I yield the well.
The leader has yielded the well. Members, thank you for your questions. Is there any objection to adoption of the resolution? There is objection. Does a gentleman move? Gentleman moves. All those in favor of adopting the resolution will vote yes. Those opposed will vote no. on the resolution to adoption of the resolution. Mr. Clerk, will you unlock the machine? Have all members voted? Have all members voted? If so, Mr. Clerk, will you lock the machines? On the adoption of the resolution, the yeas are 150 and the nays are 27. The resolution has been adopted. For what purpose did Leader Illustration rise?
Make a motion.
State your motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move that House Resolution 998 be immediately transmitted to the Senate.
Leader Illustration moves that House Resolution 998 be immediately transmitted to the Senate. Is there objection? Hearing none, it is so ordered. Thank you, members. Thank you, Mr. Leader. The clerk will read the caption to a group of privileged resolutions. Mr. Clerk.
Honoring the life and memory of Claire Ann Bartlett. Honoring the life, legacy, and service of Dr. Tammy Lamar Blackwood. Recognizing and commending Ms. Ernestine Denise Wilson. Recognizing and commending Dietrich Poindexter upon being named the Georgia Association of Conservation Districts 2025 Supervisor of the Year. And recognizing and commending Mr. Louis Boz. And for other purposes, that completes the reading of the privileged resolutions.
Is there any objection to adopting the privileged resolutions? Hearing none, the resolutions are adopted. We do have some announcements today. Representative Al is recognized for a very, very important announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's that special time of year again. You might have noticed that the Bloodmobile is right outside the Capitol just to make it easier for people to donate blood. Again, I recommend that people hydrate well before they go donate blood. I would recommend you drink 2 full bottles of water before you go in and get one of their Gatorades when you finish up. But it's easy. I gave this morning, as you can see. It took me about 40 minutes, and that was with some dead time of them chit-chatting with me. This year, I just wanted to also make a note that I would like to dedicate this blood drive with Blood South to the memory of Chairwoman Mandy Ballinger and to the mom of one of our dear friends, Omari Crawford, his mom, Carolyn Crawford. We recognize that cancer is a thief, and donating blood buys families more time. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield well.
Did everyone understand the Bloodmobile is here today? So do your duty. Go give blood. Thank you, Representative. Chairman Hawkins is recognized for an announcement.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There will be a meeting of the Health Committee at 2 o'clock and 4:03. We will have 5 presentations. Very important and very interesting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
That completes our announcements. Members, I want your attention for one more minute, if you don't mind. I was going to do it earlier, but I think now is a more appropriate time. I want to thank Representative Williams for organizing the Tillman Convocation yesterday. How many years is this now, Representative Williams? 30 years total we've come together on Sunday afternoon before the session begins. 23, the Representative Williams is taking the lead on that. Be better tomorrow. So I want to remind you all we lost one of our members. If you'll stand with me, please. A much beloved member of this house, much beloved member of her community, and a much loved family member by her son Henry. Y'all remember Henry? He's been here in this house many, many times. By her husband, Judge D. Morris, who they were both here with us yesterday as we honored the life of Chairlady Mandy Ballinger. What a great member of this house, what a great advocate for children in this state. For those, a great advocate for those who suffer from domestic abuse. Not only in this house, but in the southeastern United States and in America. As she participated in SLC, NCSL, and leadership positions to make sure she brought attention to what her passion was important to us, but more importantly, it's important to whom we are as a people. She was in Birmingham for SLC just a few months before her death. Still out there fighting. Still out there fighting. Encouraging us all to do better. So if you will, bow with me for a moment of silence for our dear departed friend. Father, I want to thank you for those who stand strong. Thank you for allowing Mandy Ballinger to be a part of this family. Lord, thank you. We ask your blessings on her family. We ask you on blessings on those who hold her memory dear, Lord. And as we all know, a story seldom told is soon forgotten. Let's all remember Mandy Ballinger, her contributions to so many important things in our state. Amen. Thank you, members. Majority Leader of this House is recognized for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this House stand adjourned until Tuesday, January 13th, 2026 at 10 a.m.
On the motion of the Majority Leader, that this House stand adjourned until 10 a.m. Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. Wasn't even close. The ayes have it. We are adjourned. Thank you.